Now we are going to discuss proportions in one variable and how to solve them. A proportion is an equation that states that two ratios are equal to each other. In a proportion, the products A times D and B times C are cross products. So, for this example, if we're going to use a cross product, we multiply across. 7 times 12 and you set it equal to the other cross product, 3 times m. 7 times 12 is 84 equals 3 times m, and then you solve. Opposite of multiplication is division, so you divide by 3. So m equals 84 divided by 3, which is 28. So that is your final answer. And the next one, x over 7 equals 4 over 5. So I cross multiply. So I have 5 times x equal to 7 times 4. 5 times x is equal to 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Divide by 5. So x equals 28 fifths, and you could write that as a decimal, but I prefer fractions, so just leave it as 28 over 5, because that is your simplest form. In this next example, we have 4 over 3 equals 8 over x. So we're going to cross multiply. 4 times x equals 3 times 8. 4x equals 24. Divide by 4. X equals 6. And the next example, y over 3 equals 3 over 5. So we cross multiply. 5y equals 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so 5y equals 9. Divide by the 5. And final answer is y equals 9 over 5. And that is it. Leave it as a fraction. These next few examples are going to be more complex proportions. We're going to have more stuff to solve for. So we have x minus 8 over 5 equals x plus 3 over 4. We do it the same way, so we're going to start by cross multiplying. So we have 4 times x minus 8 equals 5 times x plus 3. Now we have to do our distributive property. So we take 4 times x, and we take 4 times negative 8 to get negative 32, equals 5 times x plus 5 times 3, which is 15. Now what we have to do is we have to put our common things together. So I need to put the 4x with the 5, and that is across the equal sign, so that means I have to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 4x to get it over with the 5x. Subtract 4x from both sides, and that gives me negative 32 equals 5x minus 4x is 1x, or just x, plus 15. And now I have to get the 15 over with the 32. So I have to subtract 15 from both sides, giving me negative 32 minus 15, which is negative 47, equals x. So my final answer is just x equals negative 47. Final answer. In example 6, we have n divided by 6 equals 2n plus 4 divided by 6. Okay, so on this one we are going to start the same way by cross multiplying. So we have 6 times n equals 6 times 2n plus 4. So I'm going to start with distribution on the right side. So I get 6n equals 6 times 2n, which is 12n, plus 6 times 4, which is 24. And then I just have to start solving by getting things on the same side of the equal sign. So I need to get the 12n over with the 6n. So I'm going to do the opposite of plus 12n, which is minus 12n. And if I do it to one side of the equal sign, I have to do it to the other side. So that's going to cancel out there, leaving me with 24 equals 6n minus 12n is a negative 6n. And now I divide by negative 6. So n equals negative 4. And that's your final answer. Now let's solve a word problem using proportions. A portable media player has 2 gigabytes of storage and holds 500 songs. A similar but larger player has 80 gigabytes of storage. How many songs can the larger player hold? So for the smaller player, there are 2 gig and it holds 500 songs. And this is going to be pretty much the same as the larger, which has 80 gig. But we don't know how many songs. X number of songs. So we solve this by doing cross multiplication. So we have 2x equals 500 times 80, which would be 2x equals 40,000. Divide by 2. So x equals 40,000 divided by 2 is 20,000. So the larger player holds 20,000 songs. In this last example, we have an 8-ounce can of orange juice that contains 97 milligrams of vitamin C. How many milligrams of vitamin C are there in 12 ounces? So for the 8-ounce can, there are 97 milligrams of vitamin C. And this is equal to how many in 12 ounces? So the 12-ounce can has how much vitamin C in milligrams? So we're going to cross multiply. So we have 8x equals 97 times 12. So that would be 8x equals 1,164. So we have to divide by 8. Therefore, x equals 145.5 milligrams. So 145.5 milligrams is your final answer. So those are your notes over solving proportions. Go through the practice problems and make sure you can set up these problems and solve these problems, and then you might be ready for your quiz.